Alright everybody, welcome back to the Quick Flow Show. Today we are going to be fitting this driver's side fender, or over-fender, the front driver's side over-fender. We're going to trim off the edges here. We added a little fiberglass to reinforce it. Trim the edges, get it fitted up on there, and then I think I'm going to sand it a little, and then add a layer of Bondo so I can get a nice smooth finish, and we're gonna set that on the car. After that, we are going to come back to the back here. I started just mocking up a little bit of something, so I think this is kinda how it's gonna look. I think I might build it up to kind of go into the car there. This probably won't be like that. It was just there to hold so I could see how I want it around the door handle. So I'm gonna come in with some expanding spray foam, fill that area in so I can mold it, and then so I can pull it off and we can fiberglass over that. And I think hopefully I get to all that before I get called for work. So front over fender, trim, get it on there, fitment wise, Bondo. And I think actually before I start that, I'm gonna prep the back there for the spray, the expanding spray. That way it can expand and do this thing while I'm working on the front. All right, let's get started. All right, well, what the hell? All right, guys, so I don't know if you saw the episode where I did the mold for this back one from the front passenger side over fender, but when I was taking it off, when I used this tape, it was leaving all the glue behind. It's either because of the heat when the chemical reaction occurs, which I don't think there's much with fiberglass compared to like Bondo, but I think it was soaking through the paper part of the tape and then making the glue separate from it. So this time I taped it up. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I taped it up, and then I hit I don't know if you can see the shine on the tape this time. I just hit it with some clear enamel. We'll see. You know, it's a learning experience. That's why I like doing stuff myself. See if I can do it better this time. See if that works. So I'm going to hit this with some great stuff. This one I had left from the last time, so I don't know if it'll come out or not. We'll shake it up, and then I'm gonna fill it up here. While it's still a little wet, I'm gonna get something to put in between the tire and the fender flare in the back here, just to hold it where it's supposed to be. That way when it dries, it's just drying where it's supposed to dry. See here, this can come out a little bit. So if it dries like that, I'll have to work around and adjust it. If it dries like this, it'll just be a little easier to work with later. Don't worry too much, but I do want this to dry kind of in the position. Oh look, it's getting on there. In the out position where it needs to be a little more, because the inside, I don't know if you can see through there, but the foam is coming down. Let's see. Well, hell, I'm holding the camera the wrong way the whole time. No? Okay. It's pushing its way through there, so it'll probably come through here. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit extra tape because I know it's gonna come through right here, and then let it dry in the position it needs to be so I don't have to wrestle with it later. So we'll let this set up and go work back on the front fender. Over-fender, sorry. I have it hung on. Get my two guide spots. And let me see if I can, hold on one second. Move some tools here. Move my case. If I can sit down for you. Okay. Here it is. It's lining up really good over here. I'm happy with that. It's not screwed on. It just, since I let it dry on the car, it kind of just clicks onto the bumper there. And you can see, see how it kind of pops off after it holds on there. So yeah, fitment there is good. Let me check by the light. Push this back on. I'm happy with that too. After I'm done and it's painted, I might sand this little bump down right here so it just sits a little more flush, but after it's done and painted, I'll be getting some fender trim, just a little black one to go in between there, just to make it look like it's supposed to be there. Okay, this side dried a little wide, but I think it's actually good. That it'll make this part right here fit good. So I'll put 2 screws down here like that. Let me see, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Let me scoot it back. Okay, so I'll put 2 screws down here, and it'll close the gap. It's like almost perfect fitment. Okay, you can see the top comes out a little bit just because that doesn't really hold it, but it'll stay in once I get some screws on there. And the fitment right here by the tire looks really good to me. Pretty straight. And this one's going to be a lot easier to body work. I'm going to put the layer of Bondo on there, and it'll be ready to sand down. Alright guys, real quick, I got the layer of Bondo on here, and I'm pretty happy with myself. I did one batch, and I got full coverage on the whole thing here. So didn't waste any time, didn't waste any Bondo, so I'm happy. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm pretty sure I dislocated my thumb. So quick story, I was switching the blades on my grinder / cutter, and you use this little tooth deal. I mean, if you've done it before, you know what I'm talking about, but you stick it in these little holes here, and then you hold the button on the back, it locks the blade, and then you turn it. Well, I was tightening it, so I'm trying to turn it right, and I put my thumb on here like this to use it as like a fulcrum, and I pulled, and this knuckle right here just popped in. So my thumb, instead of being like this, curved to that. It's hard to show you with one hand. Let me put you on the stand real quick. So you put it in there, you hold the little button on the back, and it locks the wheel. Then you put it in there and you loosen it, but I was tightening it, so I put my thumb on here like that, and I was pulling it to tighten, and this piece right here went like this. It like popped in, went down, and back like this. Like, my thumb is, I mean, I can do like this with my thumb, and that's about as much on this side too, and it popped. This part right here was like down here, and then it popped right back, but it hurts right now, and I'm sure it'll get swollen. It's already swelling, so this is, see if I can get a comparison side to side. So you can see it's already swelling all right here. If it gets any bigger, I'll put it on video, but it kind of hurts right now when I move it a little. It's not too bad, but yeah, I think it disconnected real quick and then popped right back in. Okay, so I gotta run. So I did the Bondo on that. This is drying here. It's sunk here like I thought it would. I added some extra tape. It's starting to come out there. I just didn't want it to drip on the rim or whatever. I have to clean it up later. So it's gonna sink, it's gonna dry, it's gonna expand, and then when I get back I'll probably put some more on there and let it dry overnight, and I'll work on that tomorrow or later on tonight depending on if I have time. Alright, I gotta run, gotta get my son from school, so well, you'll see me in like a second, but see when I get back. Alright guys, I am back. I'm back in my work clothes because I didn't want to sprinkle fiberglass dust all over my son's school, so I changed. Now I'm changed back, and I've come back and I went ahead and sprayed another layer of expanding foam on this one here. That should be the last. Down here it's kind of hard, up here it's, well, not. That should be the last layer for that, so when that dries I'll get to start molding it how I want. In the meantime, I'm coming back to the front passenger side over-fender. The Bondo is nice and dry now, and I'm going to hit it with the sander. Alright guys, I just did a whole bunch of sanding on that driver's side front fender. I figured I might as well get back busy, but I went ahead and sanded the first layer of Bondo, and there are, I don't know if you can, yeah, I think you can see it. So the high spots are the fiberglass that's poking. Alright guys, I have put the second layer of Bondo on this one here. Should be able to sand it down. I tried to skip over the high spots and make sure I got the low spots this time. After I sand it down this time, it should be pretty close to being done. I won't guarantee it. I might have to do another thin layer of Bondo, but for now it looks pretty good. I think that'll be good. We got a hot mess over here. Look at all this that fell off. I don't think I needed that low anyways, but anyways, it's built up nice up here. It's still kind of soft on the inside, so I'm gonna let it sit overnight. This is yeah, built up nice, but I'm gonna go ahead and, well, as you can see, I'm dressed different, so I'm ready to I'm about to go to work. Alright guys, that's the end of the video for today. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. It helps out a lot. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little gold bell next to it. That'll let you know every time I upload a new video and keep you in the loop. Hopefully we get this these fenders done pretty soon here, and that way I can prep the car. I want to do a garage paint job on there. But yeah, we did the foam for the rear. We got the next layer of Bondo on here, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.